Hello, welcome back. My name is Carson and this is my space where I chat about knitting. Today I have a different video for you. I'm not doing your normal podcast. Today I'm actually planning out what I want to make, what I want to create for my perfect summer road trip tank top. So thanks for joining. If you want to stick around, and let's just get started. So I'm jumping into this because, full honesty, I've already recorded like half of this video and I was so rambly, I just had to stop and be like, we're starting over. Because I made zero sense. I made the same mistake as last time. I drank too much coffee, I drank some black tea, and I frazzled. But I'm just gonna get into it. I'm gonna try to tell you all the clearest way that I can what's happening, and I'll get into like some patterns I'm looking at. Basically just a fun planning video. So Hobbii reached out to me to participate in their Holidays with Hobbii make-along challenge, and I said, challenge accepted, because I am competitive. That is true, I am competitive. That's not why I accepted it. Honestly, this like challenge, this make-along prompt really inspired me in a way that I hadn't been inspired in a long time. Usually whenever I create things, I like look on Ravelry for forever, or like I have a million patterns on Ravelry that I want to make, and I'll start making something based on like a pattern I see. But this gave me kind of like a prompt to go off of and then create something around that. And this one, like I said, it inspired me. So without further ado, I'll tell you about this like make-along challenge. You are supposed to create something that is like based upon an experience of a trip, of a holiday, a vacation. I personally, here in the US, I think of it as like a summer vacation. So I'll kind of tell you why I'm deciding to create the perfect summer road trip tank top. It's because for me, my biggest experiences, my biggest memories in the summer of holidays are of mine and Logan's road trips. You know, we've always loved road tripping. In college, we would go road trip around Texas. I didn't get outside much of Texas besides like neighboring states. Whenever I was younger, we would go to the beach, you know, we'd go to Florida, and stuff like that, but never like super across the country. So Logan and I really spent a lot of time road tripping to like state parks. We love state parks here in Texas. In college, and we both knew once, you know, we got out of college, we wanted to get married, we wanted to move somewhere far away, because we never really experienced that before. We'd always been in Texas our entire lives. So I graduated from college at 21, a year early, and then Logan and I got married 2 weeks later, and then 2 days after we got married, we packed up my car with everything we could fit inside of it, and we road tripped across the country from East Texas, where we lived, to Washington State, which was like 36 hours away by car. And it was the most fun I'd ever had. But yeah, it was scary too, because it wasn't just a trip. It was like we were moving our entire lives, but I mean, it was one of the craziest, most fun experiences ever. And so that's a huge memory in my brain. And then after that too, we road tripped a lot back and forth. Our first big adult purchase together was our 15-year-old Tacoma, which I still have, and we like decked out the back of it to create like a camper situation, so we didn't have to like, you know, stay at hotels or anything. We could just camp in the back of our truck. We spent many nights we stayed the night at everything from like, you know, public land. We love public land, like on top of a mountain. And then, you know, the next day on a road trip, we might be in like a Denny's parking lot or something. I wanted to create the perfect road trip tank top, because we do, you know, now I have a child, life is different. We do kind of have a road trip planned. It will probably get canceled though, because Wilder currently hates the car seat, like with a passion. So we'll probably wait until he gets a little bit older and like enjoys traveling more. But I still want to create the perfect road trip tank top, because, you know, we do want to travel with him. We want to go on road trips again one day in the future. And there is an art to packing for road trips, specifically, especially the ones that we've taken to where you only have a limited amount of space. It's almost, I mean, it's pretty minimalistic, at least for us. I wanted to create a tank top because, you know, we travel mostly in the summer. It's super warm pretty much everywhere we go. We actually are, not our last cross-country road trip, but the one before, We traveled in the massive heat wave in like 2020 or 2021, and it was like 120 degrees in Oregon. It was scorching hot. Anyways, you just never know what you run into. We've gone through, you know, Nevada is how I say it. We've gone through Nevada, and like there's this one highway that's called the Lone Highway or something, and you don't see anything for miles and miles. And whenever we went through there in the summer, we were like trying to get gas, and it was again 120 degrees outside. You just never know what you're gonna get into on a road trip. So I want to create a tank top for the warm weather. And I also want something casual, minimalistic, that is a staple. So I can, basically I just don't want it to be fancy. I don't want a fancy tank top. I want a casual tank top that I can just throw in, you know, the truck or my suitcase or whatever, put it on, whether I'm wearing like shorts or overalls or whatever. That's my plan. So that is what we were planning today. So to start off with, I did gather up a list of what I want in this tank top. So that was a lot that I just said too. But also, your girl is a nursing. Like I said in my last video, I'm also a full-time dairy cow, and I am always wearing a nursing bra or nursing pads. So I want a tank top that either covers up my nursing bra, or I can stick some nursing pads in it. Like it has negative ease, so I can stick those pads in there and I'm like good to go. Honestly, that would be the better situation, because if you're hot, I hate wearing bras whenever you're hot, you know? So yes, warm weather, nursing bra or pad appropriate. And then also I need quick access to these milk makers because I have a baby who gets hungry fast. And so I want something that's not too restrictive and restraining, something I can easily, you know, pop up if, you know, I need to feed my child. So yeah, lots of needs for Wilder, but that's what I'm looking for in this tank top. So I actually put together a mood board. I know you're like, Carson, your brain is so frazzled. How do you even plan something around that? I put together a mood board, and I will pop it up right here. And let me look at it too myself so I can reference it. I put together a mood board, and these are all photos from our road trips. Everything from like our first road trip across, like moving literally to Washington, to like our first road trip in the Tacoma, coming back. These are just a few pictures, and you can see there is a very similar color scheme. So this is why I kind of wanted to create a mood board, because Hobbii did give me some yarn to create for this project, which I'm so thankful for. Y'all know I'm on yarn, but it really banned, but I don't like that word, so for my own sake. So yeah, I was very thankful they gave me this like tool to create this with. But you know, it's hard for me to make decisions. My brain is mush. It's hard for me to make decisions. So that is basically why I created this mood board, because I was like, what color do I pick? What do I pick for this? Obviously, I wanted a summer blend of yarn, and I will show you what I got in a minute. But you know, Hobbii has a million colors. They have a million colors, which I love. I love being able to have a million, you know, options. But it's also hard for me. So I created this mood board, and I wanted to see like what truly inspires me from our road trips. And there's a lot of similar colors in here, y'all. There's lots of oranges, yellows, greens, and like tans, you know, very earthy colors. But the one color that really stood out to me in every photo was yellow. Yellow is in like the flowers that I picked. There's one picture up here that's from Oregon that was from us moving to Washington, and those were like the very first Pacific Northwest wildflowers I'd ever seen and I'd ever picked, and they were the super, super bright yellow. Loved them. And then everything from like the stripes on the roads, fields of grass, I mean, everything that surrounds me is yellow. So what color do you think I picked? I picked yellow, and let me show y'all. I went with kind of a nuts yellow. So, I have my bag full of yarn. So first off, I went with Friends Cotton 8/4. I have never used this before, and I'm excited because y'all know I've talked about how I don't love my knits with like super heavy cotton, but this is finger weight cotton. So I am excited to try it and tell y'all, you know, what I think, tell y'all my thoughts, because it feels really nice and soft, and it's thinner than every cotton I've worked with. So Friends Cotton 8/4, it's 100% cotton, and it's in the color Lemon Curd, and look how bright and yellow. Oh my lordy. Here, I'll show you. Wow, how yellow. I really hope this is focusing. So yeah, I picked this one because you might be able to see on this mood board, those flowers that I picked are a very similar color to this. the brightest of bright yellows, and I'm so into it right now. I'm so into it. So that's what I got. I got quite a few balls, and they're 50-gram balls. I got quite a few because I'm thinking after I make my tank top, I would love to have leftovers to make a wild or something with. Y'all know that's like my ultimate goal, is to make it just matching everything. So maybe I can make him a little tank top or a little romper or, you know, whatever for the summer. This is the yarn I got. So without further ado, let me talk about patterns that I'm looking at. I have not casted on anything. This is strictly planning video. So if you have any suggestions, you know, once I show you these patterns, or if you have any patterns you recommend, please let me know. But yeah, I got finger weight yarn and I want to make a fingering weight pattern because I want just like a thin tank top, you know? A thin tank top. So I'm so official today with my iPad. I don't know if you see it, but I yanked it out. I've had this forever. And I was like, I'm gonna be fun and official. Okay, so the first tank top I'm looking at making is, and I'm very indecisive, so please, if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments below. I picked this one out. They're all fingering weight or light fingering weight. This is the square neck camisole by, Helen or Helena? I'm just gonna put the name right here. Beautiful top, beautiful tank top. Y'all know I love square necks, and I don't actually have anything square neck yet because I modified my square neck tee, so maybe I should make a square neck tank. But I love the ribbing because it does hug your body. It's negative ease, and I think this is one of those patterns or tank tops that I could just like put 2 nursing pads in and be like good to go. So option number 1, square neck camisole. I really like it. It uses US 2.5 needles, which pretty much all of these use very small needles, and this will be a trek working with fingering weight, you know, yarn and small needles. A lot of these patterns are ribbing too, because ribbing just hugs, you know, my body. So yeah, it'll be a project for sure, but I think it'll make a great staple piece, which is what I want. I want something, you know, even though I might not go on a road trip this year, I can still take this tank top with me next year on a road trip and love it just as much as I do now. So, square neck camisole. Option number 2. Ooh, camisole number 4. So I actually picked this one because I have this pattern. I've never made it before, but I have it in my library. My hangups though is if I make this pattern, I want it to have some positive ease, and I'm not sure if it calls for positive ease or negative ease, but I just feel like it looks like it would have a nice drape. So I might just, what's the word? Not forfeit, but like void this one. I don't know. It's really pretty, but the reason I put it in here is because I do have the pattern, so like, should probably knit it up one day. But yeah, it's by my favorite things knitwear, camisole number 4. It uses fingering weight. It's on US 4 needles, a little bit bigger than the last pattern. So not sure if I'll make that for this particular project, but I need to make it one day. This one is the one that I'm highly considering though. Another my favorite things knitwear project. It is camisole number 2. So this one has negative ease and it is ribbed. And I have looked at this pattern for years. Ever since I started knitting, I've seen this pattern. It's super popular. I'm sure you've seen it online on Ravelry. It just has the prettiest detail, especially going to the straps. It's like all the ribbing comes together and decreases together to make the strap. I can't explain it. It just has some really pretty details that I really like, and it is staple piece for sure. So this is one that I'm really, really thinking about making. This is probably the top of my list. The only thing about this pattern I don't love is it doesn't have that many sizes. It only goes up to XL and down to extra small, which is a bummer for sure. So yeah, I don't know. I think this one would be a staple though. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. Option number 3, the Lost Tank. Number 3 or number 4. I'm not gonna name numbers anymore because I will get confused. The Lost Tank by Friday Knits. I love Friday Knits. I love her podcast. I love looking at all of her patterns. I have her Daphne top in my library and I've never made it before. I need to. But I really do like this tank. Again, ribbing, negative ease. This one is super cropped. It uses fingering weight yarn, US 3 needles. Yeah, like I said, super cropped. I'm sure I could extend it, you know, make it less cropped. Because I would really want to wear this with like jean shorts, overalls, you know, something versatile that I could wear multiple days in a row on a road trip. But yeah, I do like this one. The only thing I can think of is it might be a tad bit restricting. I've made a tank top that has a similar look to this before. What is it called? Drinks on the Patio tank or something like that. And I like it a lot, but it's super restricting. Like I couldn't easily whip out, a girl if I needed to feed Wilder. But I don't know, since this one's ribbing, it might be more flexible because the one I'm talking about is stockinette. So yeah, this is an option. It's ribbing, but it definitely looks different than like camisole number 2 and even the square neck tank. That's what I like. All these are kind of similar, but they all look different, if that makes any sense. So, on to the next. Okay, this one is the Summer Days tank by Bluebird Pine Shop. I also included this one because I have it in my library as well. I got this one last year and I never knit it, and it does have either positive ease or negative ease, and it's stockinette instead of ribbing, so it doesn't hug your body. I do like this one. It has a really cool and like very, not elegant, but like clean neckline and armband. I think it's folded, and it looks like a good old staple for sure. Again, I don't know if I would pick this because I think I would have to wear a bra with it. I don't know. Not sure. I need to look at it again and like ponder on it. But it is available to me right now. It's in my library as we speak. It uses US 3 and US 2 needles, fingering weight yarn. Yeah. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I really do like this. Just the bra aspect I don't love. So, we will see them. We will see. What else? Okay, the ribbed cropped tank top by Nicole Thorson Knits. This one is also ribbed. It looks like it could have some negative ease or zero ease, and it has a pretty deep V-neck. So this is one I could definitely throw some bra pads in. Be good to go. No bra needed. It uses US 4 needles, and yeah, I like this one too. Like I said, similar ribbing, but like looks different. Different neckline, also looks cropped, but I can make it longer. It's just very basic and a staple and very pretty. Okay, I think the last one is also probably my top 1 or top 2, beside like camisole number 2. So this is called Tank Top number 1 by Chelsea Daniels. And this says you can make this top in any weight yarn, any size you want to, with some simple math. That hangs me up a little bit because like I said, I can barely talk most days, so if I have to do math, like I don't know. It says it's simple, but I can't do simple things right now. So that's like the one thing I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do math, which is so terrible of me to say. Like I should just do the math, because this looks like something I would wear all the time. There are a few things I like about this. I like that it's ribbed. I like that it would hug my body. I like that I could definitely just put some nursing pads in it. Good to go, good to roll. I also really like the aspect of the ties. So this one has straps that tie together, and I think there's an option where you can not do that too. But I like the aspect of the tie straps because, if my child starts crying and gets hungry and needs to eat, just, untie that thing. There you go. Milk source right there. So yeah, and I'm thinking this one does remind me of camisole number 2 as well, just with straps and like a little different neckline. So yeah, it's a 2x2 rib, and yeah, it can be made in any size. It doesn't even list needles, so maybe it depends on the size you want to make. Depends on your needles. And it doesn't list, yarn weight, because you can make it with any weight yarn. I did look, people made it with like DK weight yarn and fingering weight yarn, so I need to make sure that like you could make it with fingering weight yarn, because I don't want to hold this double. I really want to avoid that. I want a fingering weight tank top. So that's that. Those are all the tank tops I'm thinking about, y'all. So if you have any suggestions, if you've like knit any of these too and you have any thoughts about them, please let me know in the comments below, because soon I will be making a decision and I will be updating you on a podcast about this road trip tank top. And hopefully I'll, make one that I really love and wear it on a future road trip. So yeah, that is all I have for y'all today. That was a little different. Thanks for sticking around this long if you did. Or if you're gone, that's fine too. Yeah, so thanks for sticking around. If you are like thinking about a project you'd like to make too, if you have any really fun summer memories, I guess, or maybe not even summer, or just holiday, I guess winter counts too. If you've gone a fun winter trip or whatever, let me know in the comments. I love talking about memories associated with knits. I think that makes me excited for this too, because sometimes I knit things and I'm simultaneously making memories. So whenever I look at that knit, I think about where I was whenever I made that. And this one's a little bit different because I'm basing it off of a memory, but same thought process. So yeah, if you have any fun summer memories or experiences, or even summer knitting experiences, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for joining and hanging out, and I will have a podcast for you next, I'm sure. Maybe not, I don't know. Probably though. So yeah, I guess I'll see y'all next time.